and welcome to Coffee Talk, number 441, live stream, 7 p.m. Sunday, June the 1st, 2025. And I'm back on my main channel after about a month of rest for this channel. And hopefully the YouTube algorithm and things will go better than it was before. Joseph Moore, welcome to Coffee Talk. Uncle Al, thy bullfrog 79. Mom of 4 boys, hello Rachel. $106, good Lord. That's hot. Really hot. Well, when we get into it, we'll talk about hurricane season and the double whammy of tornadoes. Yeah, that's a little warm, it is. 4 in the house, 3 likes. I have a pamphlet with my electric bill that came in. Talks about hurricane preparedness. Hurricane season is June the 1st through November the 30th. There is a preparedness checklist, and we will go through that. Uncle Al, you're awesome. Oh, Uncle Al says, do an unboxing or do a mail call. Well, here's a mail call. There's a little story with it, with these. I ordered these, and I got a notification that they've been delivered. Well, I've had that happen 2 or 3 times. The mail service is not very good. Sometimes they deliver to the wrong address, and I'm pretty sure what happens is somebody else got this, and they weren't kind enough to put it back, or and I contacted them after I received a notification asking how I liked them. I said, well, I'd like them if I had got them. And what these are, they are adapters. They're USB-C to USB-A. So I can plug this into a USB-C port, and I can plug a USB-A mail into it. It's an adapter. So I called them up and told them didn't get it, so that this is a resend. They sent me some more. 4 watching and 5 likes. That's great. Hopefully we'll get a few more in here. Then I can start the topic. So just so that y'all No, and I let my main channel, at the recommendation of a good friend of mine, rest for a month to reset the algorithm and all the BS, YouTube, whatever, and hopefully, and I had the goal to use my backup channel and to try to get my backup channel to 100 subscribers. I was at 61 subscribers on my backup channel when I started using it as my main channel for this last month. Yesterday, which was the last day I had done a live stream on the backup channel, and I did 12 live streams. I did 3 a week for 4 weeks. And I was at 78 subscribers. Now, I have not been running after people. I have not been hunting down channels to try to bond with. I've been letting them come to me. And so I was at 78. My goal eventually would be to hit over 100 as a backup channel. I'd be happy to be at 100. And I will do a 100 subscriber giveaway. And it's the same thing on my main channel. My main channel is, I've got about 100 more. Actually, right now, 101, because my channel lost 4 subscribers over the month that I wasn't using it. I'm sitting at $18.99. I'd already done a 1,900 subscriber giveaway, and when I went over to my backup channel and let the main channel rest, I was sitting at $19.03. Now I'm sitting at $18.99, and it went down to $18.99, then went back up to $1,900, and then went down to $18.99. It went back up to $1,900. Now it's sitting at $18.99. And I did a community post today, letting everybody know I would be using my main channel now. I connected or linked 21, 22 channels. Hopefully most of them come in tonight. And I did a short also mentioning my coffee talk at 7 p.m., which was basically a taco. It's like tacos and coffee. That's my breakfast, tacos and coffee. And it was very good, and I described it, tortilla, heated, 4 eggs, slice of cheese, slice of bacon, jalapenos. Very good. Enrique Trevino, welcome, Enrique. Anybody else sneak in? While I was on a diatribe, don't think so. Just people talking to each other. 6 watching and 7 likes. So I've got Joseph Moore, Bullfrog 79, Mama 4 Boys, and Enrique Trevino. Apparently I've got some lurkers, or I did have some lurkers. Yeah, I talk to myself a lot. I talk to myself a lot. So, let's go over this hurricane preparedness. Hurricane preparedness. Hurricane season is June the 1st through November the 30th. A preparedness checklist. Make an evacuation plan. It says find activate evacuation routes here, drivetexas.org, or by dialing a 1-800 number. Call 211 to find out if you live in an evacuation zone. Next, sign up for emergency alerts. Make sure your device is enabled to receive wireless emergency alerts, WEAs. Prepare an emergency supply kit. Learn how to build an emergency kit here at, and it gives a site. Review your home insurance policy. Register with State of Texas Emergency Assistant Registry, STEER. It gives a site. Or by dialing 211 if you live in an evacuation zone and have a disability or medical needs and do not have a car or use a vehicle to use in an evacuation, or other vehicle to use in evacuation. Have a disability or medical needs and do not have friends or family to help in an evacuation. STEER registry information collected is confidential. And then, in addition, the Texas Hurricane Preparedness online resources, Texas Division of Emergency Management website, Texas Department of State Health Services, American Red Cross, U.S. Department of Homeland Security, Office of the Texas Governor Greg Abbott. And I could put some of this stuff up on my community wall. And then on the back side, it's in Spanish. The old Native American weather advice. Hang a flag outside if wet weather is rainy, if dry weather is hot, if flying weather is windy, if flag blown away, hurricane coming. Thank you, Enrique. That's a good one. Uncle Al says, please note that hurricane policies have changed in Texas. Read the fine print. Well, I will be talking further about preparing an emergency supply kit. Everybody should have emergency alerts, notifications. Something everybody needs to have. Everybody should have an evacuation plan if needing to evacuate. Everybody should have a good first aid kit. It is what it is. Four in the house. Six likes. So, again, today's topic is hurricane and tornado season, or the double whammy. Hurricane season begins today through November. through the month of November. KP Heathen, my friend, how's it going? I had chili for lunch. Had a bowl of chili. Opened up a can of chili. Put some onions in it. Cut up some onions. Put onions in it. And had crackers. I took pictures, and I actually thought I'd post a short of it. A short. Um, so check your insurance policy. Read the fine print. Are you covered? You know, you got storm coverage. Some people don't have flood coverage. Are you in a low-lying area? You know, in a floodplain or whatever. You need to check that. See if you're covered. If you're in one of the Gulf states, along the East Coast, the Gulf of whatever, you know, Mexico, America, whatever you want to call it. I've got both. I've got tons of cans, you know. I was looking at dates on some of the stuff. Best Buy, 2022. I said, better eat that one. But no, I get both. You know, I've got Wolf Brand chili, and I've got Hormel. I like Hormel because it's got a pop top. I don't have to worry about using, where are they? Oh, I got the electric one out in the kitchen. But I don't have to worry about these. But you better have a couple of these, Better have a couple of them. Walmart sells Jackery solar generators. Yes. I don't own Jackery. I have 3 generators actually I have 4 generators. I have 3 of them. I got 2 of these. Oh! These are Blue Eddies. EBS3, I believe is what they are. Can't keep track of all the acronyms, names, and such. Got those on sale for $200. Gave one to my daughter. I've got a larger Blue Eddy. And I've got a Pecron 600. My wife, I pulled out the Pecron today, and it's completely dead. I'd given it to her. So you're supposed to be periodically charging that thing, woman. So I plugged it in, charged it up, and red beans and rice. Sounds good. I do both. I like to doctor up my chili. Sometimes I'll put jalapenos with it. Chili with beans. I feel like I'm doing the cookout scene for Blazing Saddles. I did a short here a while back where I used the camp scene, cookout scene, and they're all up there belching and farting, and Slim Pickens comes out and says, "More beans, I think you boys have had enough." Yeah. So you need to check your insurance policy. Check your insurance policy. Does it cover storm damage? Does it cover for winds? Does it cover for um, floodplain? Does it cover for water damage? Wildfire and hurricane policy must be updated and brought before the hurricane. Bought before the hurricane, not afterwards. Yeah, beans are good. I love beans, no problem. Um, Butter beans, lima beans, pinto beans, black beans. Beans are good. Vandy campers, pork and beans. Okay. Uh, don't ride out a disaster. Leave early. Well, when Hurricane Harvey came through, we stayed. It was a class 2 hurricane when it came through Victoria. That was like 8 years ago. Been here for 20 years. Only time we've ever had a storm, Hurricane Harvey. Yeah, Uncle Al gave me notes for this evening to talk about, and he referenced a 60-year-old man in Switzerland killed in a brick house during an avalanche. Guess he's up in the mountains. Switzerland is all up in the mountains. Mountains and valleys and beautiful, but lots of snow. Little Lone Prepper, how are you doing? Thank you for coming. Please leave a like to support the channel. 9 likes, 5 in the house. Anyone own an amphibious vehicle? That seems like a good investment if you live in hurricane areas. Okay. Might want to get a submarine. Take us down. The rest of the town is safe and evacuated, so don't ride it out. Yeah. 10 likes, huh? Okay. Are you ready? Most people don't have a bag ready or a flashlight. Personally, I like the lithium lights. I like the lithium torches. Rechargeables. I guess you could use a traditional flashlight with rechargeable batteries. I like rechargeables. Uncle Al says, show one. I'm not going to go out in the other room and go get one, but I've got several. Matter of fact, I got one, the bag right behind me. I might pull it out and show it to you in a little while. I'm working on a new carry bag for my son-in-law. Many have no idea or plans for a hurricane. What is your evacuation plan? Do you have a tank of gas? Do you have 2 gallons of drinking water per person? Yeah, mag lights are good. I like the big ones that the tube is, you can use it. You can use it to whack somebody if somebody wanted to attack you or a dog or whatever. Make a good bink somebody. You better have a working flashlight. Have a working camp stove. Plenty of this is not all the matches I have, but plenty of matches. An emergency stove. Extra fuel tabs. Also, sterno stove. You can use sterno. Canned heat. I give those away. I have plenty of them. I buy extra ones when I give them out. Yeah, they work for defense. You get one with mag light, you know, you can. Yeah, if you were going to go, let's say you needed to leave for a storm. Hotel, motel reservations. Know where you're going. Enough cash for the duration. It's always good to have cash. A couple of rolls of quarters. A bunch of ones. Small denominations, 5s, 10s, 20s. To get you through. Secure your pets. I'm going to have an issue because I got like 20 some odd chickens out there right now. That would be fun. So in the aftermath, best scenario is everything's fine. Worst case scenario, everything is in rumbles and ruined. That'd be bad. That would be bad. Yeah, the elderly and the disabled have problems during storms, hurricanes, and such. That's true. It's true. Can you relocate for a short period of time? Then start rebuilding. Well, you take your travel trailer with you, and you have temporary residence with the travel trailer. FEMA is not ready this year. This is according to Uncle Al. Teach the chickens to swim and they'll be fine. Yeah. They'll be all over the place. The chicken coop blows over. Some of them don't survive. Some of them are out in the neighborhood. The dogs eat them. Well, survival of the fittest. So if FEMA's not ready, they may be late. They say they're going to be in there within the first few days or a week. That's why they want you to have supplies for a week. What if FEMA comes in a month later? Oh, I had supplies for a week, but I didn't have supplies for a month. Hospitals and clinics will be in emergency mode. Don't show up looking for water, food, or shelter. There's this young lady. I went onto her live stream one time. This years ago. Mid-20s. Nice young lady. And I asked her, because, you know, my thing is prepping, and she was wanting to talk about cooking and sewing and, you know, other stuff. And she had been on my live stream before, so I was giving her some time back on her live stream. And I said, okay, well, in an emergency, what are you going to do? Well, in an emergency, I'll go to the hospital. So you're hurt or you're really sick and you go to the hospital. Okay. What about if it's an emergency and you're not hurt or you're sick? Well, I can go to the hospital. They're not going to want you. They're going to be in emergency mode. They're going to want to be helping people who are injured or severely sick. Well, then I'll go to my parents' house, which is good. Okay. Uh, is your dad, your parents, they're preppers? They're prepared. They've got extra food, extra water, extra supplies and such. They can take you in, you and maybe your boyfriend or your fiance husband. Are they prepared for that? You know, are they going to be? I mean, I don't think anybody's going to turn down their kid. You know, I don't think anybody's going to turn down their kids, but you know, a lot of older people aren't prepared. That's why it's important to keep plenty of bottled water, plenty of canned, plenty of food that you don't have to refrigerate. In a power outage, in an emergency of a storm and such, there'll be a power outage. And it's like I was talking to my wife today about, you know, we've got a couple of these compressor driven refrigerator freezers. Little, you know, 45, 50 quart size. And you can keep your milk and your cheese and your, you know, you can keep a lot of stuff cold, but not, okay, the freezer went out. The both got two refrigerators, two full-size refrigerators, one in the kitchen, one in the garage. Not going to be able to keep everything, you know, cold. Really need to buy a dual fueled something that'll run on propane and gasoline generator with an inverter, pure sine inverter, so I can run electronic stuff on it. Have plenty of fuel, and that way in an emergency you can keep a couple of refrigerators going, or a refrigerator and freezer going, you know. And then you got to remember, there's gasoline or there's propane, and you know, you run it and then you got to refuel it. It'll run for 7 or 8 hours, and you got to refuel it. An ideal situation would be to have two of them where you can alternate them. Run one for 8 hours and let it rest, and you run the other one. If one breaks down, you still got one that can run. You know, and then you got to calculate, well, how much gas or how much propane do I need to keep it running for a certain length of time? Like if I got to run it for a week because power might be out for a week. Okay, if I got to run it for a week, how much? You got to calculate all that. You got to have the stuff. Hello, Dave. Yoda, my friend. Yoda's Blessed Life is here. I get to talk and I'm not looking to see who's here. Hello, Bud Files. Well, so we talk about preparedness. The scout motto is be prepared. And I was a scout for a couple of years. My father passed away, and stop reminiscing. It's a good experience, scouting. You learn a lot. And when it comes to camping, being able to make a proper fire, being able to cook over a fire, I don't know. You know, I worry about the future. Here's my depression talking. I think about, you know, where are we going to be 20, 30 years from now? I may not be around. I may be around for another 30 years. Got a couple of uncles who were. And, you know, just worry about, you know, what we're teaching our kids, what they can do, what they can't do. It's like Uncle Al talks about the smartphone. Everybody's got a smartphone in their hand. You know, I'm using mine to look at the what's being said. Uncle Al's making burgers. I made my wife a double meat cheeseburger with all the fixings: lettuce, tomatoes, mayonnaise on both sides of the bread. Um, I do the bulk of the cooking. And you know, thinking about, okay, well, she's prepping up the camper trailer, getting stuff, putting a lot of crap in there that please, when we go camping, I keep telling her, I said, you know, you need to be able to boil water, make coffee, got a refrigerator for cold drinks, beverages. We can bring one of our um, Bouge RV compressor driven refrigerator freezers on wheels. You know, bring the power station. Got a couple pretty good sized ones. And between that and the fridge that's in the camper, you know, no problems. Be able to boil water for reconstitute freeze foods, you know. Um, you want to be able to have freeze dried foods that you can reconstitute and package. Just follow the directions. She thinks you're going to be cooking gourmet meals. I said, no, I'm not going to be doing any gourmet meals. Might do some hot dogs. Can always do burgers. You know. Um, Eggs, bacon, and make my tacos. It is what it is. It is what it is. Yes, Uncle Al likes to cook. He's a very good cook. If you look at his food shorts are quite yummy. He puts together some really good food shorts. I'm looking at various stuff. I'm looking at stuff. Cottage cheese and feta cheese. Yeah, another thing is, it's a good idea to have some cookbooks. In a power down situation, you're not going to be able to use the internet and look at, you know, well, I want a recipe for this or I want a recipe for that. You better have a cookbook, have a couple of good cookbooks. Same thing with medical. Better have a couple of good medical books, or at least one good medical book. Back in the day, my computer research was Encyclopedia Britannica. It said Encyclopedia Britannica. The encyclopedias. They're very big, very unwieldy. You're not going to want to carry them around with you. But that was one of my major league sources. 6 in the house, 11 likes. So tonight's topic was we're coming into hurricane season. Need to follow the weather if you're along the coast, the Gulf Coast or the East Coast of the Atlantic. Need to follow the weather. Make sure you don't get caught off guard. Know what's going on. And have your preparedness list. Like, I got this in my electricity bill, hurricane preparedness list. I'll talk more about it. I'll probably list some sites. A few of you, I think, are along the Gulf Coast, so you need to be aware of this stuff. And I'm back on my main channel now, using my main channel. I was using my backup channel for the past month. When my main channel gets to 2,000 subscribers, which it eventually will, I'm not blessed to pick up hundreds of subscribers a month or, lots of subscribers. It's a slow go for me. Eventually, when I hit 2,000, which my goal is to get past 2,000, I will do a 2,000 subscriber giveaway. So if you want to be in the hat when I draw the name, please leave me a like and a supportive comment on each of the last 5 videos I will have released. Hello, Idaho Garden Girl. You're coming in right when I'm getting ready to go off. I'm sorry. It was a good one tonight. Talk about hurricane season and preparedness. Appreciate everybody coming in. Duck fat makes everything better. Good Lord. Well, I say the same thing just about every time I get ready to leave a live stream. I get up in the morning and thank God for the day. You don't know how many days you have. I'm 63 years old now. I say the Lord's Prayer in the morning. Thank God for the day. Say the Lord's Prayer. Take my medication. Drink my coffee. Get right with things. I'll be off for the next 2 months as an educator. And as a teacher, not an administrator anymore, I get a couple of months off. I do not want to work summer school. Yeah, don't abandon pets and livestock. It's a good one. Okay, so everybody, please remember the Scout motto: be prepared. And everybody have a blessed day, and hopefully we'll see you. I don't know. I probably won't be doing a live stream tomorrow, but I'll be doing one next couple of days. Everybody, please look at my post. Hopefully you hit that bell icon for notifications, and I will keep you informed about what's going on with my channel. And I will be trying to give back as much as I can to those of you who support me. I'll try to support you. Everybody, please have a blessed day, and we'll hopefully see each other again soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.